Modern gaming. Gaming for the modern audience. Live service slop. Micros on top of micros, hidden behind even more micros. $200 million budget disasters waiting to happen. Layoffs upon layoffs. Modern gaming is a disaster not even Paul Atreides could have foreseen. I've been playing a lot of older games over the last year, and the evidence all points to one thing. Gaming is not what it used to be. We have lost something. Let's talk about it. I was greeted with two choices this past week with the Steam summer sale. Thank you, Gabe! Buy a modern game for around 30-ish Great British Hurricanes, or buy two classics for a few shillings. I obviously chose two classics. And definitely because I wanted to, not because I'm 2 weeks away from changing my name to Whitewood and standing on a questionable street corner. No. Come on, baby. Just a little. Just... Oh. Buy two games or eat today. I can eat tomorrow, right? I bought GTA 4 and F.E.A.R 1, and these aren't games that are nostalgic for me. I like them, but they're not Halo to me or Knights of the Old Republic. This is not a retrospective video. These are games that I liked and enjoyed, but nothing really more than that. But as I was playing GTA, drowning my sorrows in a strip club, and playing F.E.A.R, hitting sweet moves in slow motion, I was hit with a feeling. I was hit with the, they don't make them like they used to. There'll be some of you sitting there saying, we talk about this all the time, Clinic. This channel is built on calling out the industry for all of their shenanigans. You're right, but this is about something we've lost. Gaming has lost something. That magic. That source. Nowadays, when I play a game, I feel exhausted. I need my coffee. Not physically, I'm only 53. Not like your boys running from the police because I dropped a disrespectful tweet to the oh-so-kind politicians here, but mentally, like the game is sucking the soul out of me. And not in the fun way. I get to a point where I'm checking my watch because I just want to get to the end of this damn thing. My OCD just won't let me move on without finishing. Always gotta finish. One of my worst habits in gaming is rushing the final third. But with GTA 4 and F.E.A.R, I'm chilling, baby! I'm taking my time, taking in the sights, treasuring the moment. And the simple explanation for this is these games have soul. I know, it sounds like such a moronic thing to say. I sound like a hopeless romantic. What in the goddamn does soul mean? Allow me to explain, gentlemen. It's the sound of bullet casings hitting the floor after spraying like a madman in slow motion. It's the garbage men hanging off the back of the garbage truck, the police stopping cars and searching them. It's an FPS shooter letting the game breathe, long stretches of hallways and rooms with no enemies, building atmosphere. It's not trying to hold your attention. You're wondering if Alma is going to jump out at you again. If it's your first time playing F.E.A.R, you may need new underwear. I've got my criticisms of GTA. I do believe the series is wildly overrated. Wildly. What did he say? Launch the meltdowns. GTA is the best thing ever. Yeah, sure it is, I believe you. But one thing you cannot deny is they've got some memorable characters. They stick with you. You got ride or die bromances. The homies. I could not understand a word of what Little Jacob said to begin with. By the end of their game, I'm fluent. I cracked the code. I deciphered the language. Soul is the desire to tell a story that is so f***ed up. I mean so f***ed up that there is no way it would get made today. It's not formulaic. They're not trying to hit certain beats giving to them from producers. They're not trying to stretch their game out so it's 12 hours instead of 6. Soul is having ladies of the night that aren't victims. They're in it for the love of the game, baby, and we thank them for their service. But we can go with even smaller details than that. Moments in F.E.A.R that you can miss, but they're there to give the players that do see those moments some lifelong trauma. In GTA, you've got the immersive taxis, the train rides. You can just be a spectator of this world. Things that most people would not see or acknowledge and probably don't care that it's there, but the people that made it do care and they want to put it there. And when I look at what criticisms I do have for these games, there are no criticisms for these games. They are perfection. Are they though? Okay, sure. But what about the gunplay in GTA 5? My good God, man! Clunky is not even the word. The Euphoria engine, great. The way enemies die and fall over, incredible. But man, every time I have to engage with the combat, I just wish it was so much better. I guarantee you, if a game came out with GTA 4 gunplay that snaps onto targets, it would be called a game for journalists. That's worse than yellow paint. Yes, I know it's an option, but come on, if Dark Souls had an auto roll, would that not be cringe as fuck? Holding your hand? They're picking you up and carrying you to the end of the game. The driving is also bad. I've seen people call it realistic. I'd wager those people have never driven a car. You see, when I'm driving the Pussy Wagon 3000 around, I turn the steering wheel and the car does this incredible thing and it turns. Revolutionary. If cars worked like they did in GTA 4, it would be impossible to drive on these tiny UK roads. When I look at F.E.A.R, I could say it's too warehousey, there should be more guns, the attempted scares or the horror elements aren't great. The horror is actually better in F.E.A.R 2 in my opinion, despite being the worst game. I'd like to ask the class here what they notice about my criticisms here. Anyone? Exactly, thank you. They were all just about the game. There's nothing ruining the game for me, there's no lingering shadow cast across the game. I can just sit back and enjoy the damn thing. I'm nostalgic, sure. Nostalgic for the gaming industry sucking less ass. There's no microtransaction strategies to moan about. Both of these games had DLCs, boys. And they're okay. There's no pricing controversies. We're discussing prices all the time now. GTA 4 was $39.99 when it released over here. $39.99. GTA 6 Lite is almost double that, and the full game is more than double that. £90. Pounds. The original F.E.A.R was the same, I believe, $39.99. I'm not too sure about that one, I didn't get F.E.A.R on release. But the sad thing is, I can't even compare F.E.A.R 1 to a new F.E.A.R because Monolith got snapped out of existence. A victim of the modern gaming industry. Warner Bros wanted them to capitalize on the superhero trend, so they worked on Wonder Woman instead of an original IP, which is what they wanted to do, which ultimately killed the studio because the management behind their older games left. Wonder Woman was in development for 4 years. 4 years. And it will never see the light of day. You know what else won't see the light of day? F.E.A.R. It's a dead IP and it's never coming back. These old games don't have a corporate shadow hanging over them, mismanaging these games into the dirt. Make your own IP? I'm sorry, it's superheroing time. We got money to make and the movies aren't making any. You know what else games didn't have back in the olden days? The days before Concord. BC is what we call it here. No culture war. It was a time of peace. We gotta talk about agendas and ideologies way more than we should be because they're hijacking IPs. We got devs being stupid is just way too nice. But whatever side of the aisle you fall on, no one should want that in gaming. The last thing you want after 8 to 12 hours of grafting is not being able to escape in something that is primarily an entertainment medium. These shouldn't be discussions we have to have in gaming, but we do. It's frustrating. We're all just waiting for the next dumb thing to happen. Let's make God of War, but you play as his wife. It is about time God of War had a female protagonist. It's something we always wanted to do. Why? We know why. This is why when I get a game like Expedition 33, it's a surprise. It's got soul. A game designed to be a game. They have a story they want to tell. It's not formulaic, no micros. It's not surrounded by big budget mismanagement. It's got a 16-year-old girl as the lead character, and it's not a feminist empowerment story. In 2026? Well, I never. It's a story about family. Myuu actually ended up being my favorite character of the year. What a game, guys! We were eating good with that beauty of a game. Modern gaming doesn't have many games in them like this as of late. We're about to see PlayStation try live service slap again. Xbox is trying to fix over a decade of mistakes, and there is every possibility Microsoft gives up on them before they can fully recover. The industry's filled with big budget mismanagements that keep failing, and instead of looking at their mistakes and learning from them, they charge the players more to cover for those mistakes. Modern gaming is a mess. It is crashing. Some games are coming out fine. We've had some great games so far this year. It's true, but there has been some absolute stinkers. And even the ones that are good are struggling to make their money back, putting themselves into a position where they may get shut down. extraction shooter for some reason. That will save our studio from bankruptcy. Most games now, even the good ones, still feel formulaic. No game would dare let their game breathe like F.E.A.R does. Giving long breaks in between encounters, that would be a risk for a company to do now. And there's some level of gamers' attitudes changing as well. Because maybe I'm wrong, but the general gaming community, not the small one here because I know you guys love old games, but the wider, possibly more casual audience would hate the time between encounters in F.E.A.R. And if a game like F.E.A.R came out now, and if F.E.A.R had 2026 graphics, it would probably fail. That's the sad truth. We've definitely lost something in gaming. And to me, it's soul. And we've lost the soul of gaming as we've gained more and more corporatism. Goddamn corpos! So one thing I hope to come out of this crash is we get some of that soul back. Instead of feeding on whatever crumbs we can get our hands on with games like Expedition, we can get an industry that gives us that soul back. I use GTA 4 and F.E.A.R as examples, but gaming was just better then. Hit me with your favorite games from that era. You can pick from so many. Reviews where there's nothing to talk about but what's in the game. Every time I review a game now, whether I like it or not, it's never just about the game. There's always something else. Often, it casts a very large shadow over the game. A marathon. Our biggest problem back then was games falling short of expectations. The guns aren't balanced, combat could be better, the story wasn't very good, driving mechanics should be better when we spend so long driving, the AI is dumb, we need variety. Now, it goes a little like this. Do I own this game? Will there be a battle pass at some point in this single-player game? I had to sell a kidney to buy the light version of this game. Are you eventually just gonna nuke the game off the face of the earth at some point? The developer said, what? The game needs to make how much to break even? DRM. I'm sorry, micros again in a single-player game? Alright, okay. We still talk about the other stuff, but man, I just wish all of that wasn't there. Gaming was slowly getting more corporate. Unfortunately, there was no stopping it. Gaming was and is just getting too big. The sad thing is, we can never go back. That hope I had a minute ago, yeah, never gonna happen. Microtransactions aren't going anywhere. Live service slop failures aren't going anywhere. Political discourse is so hot right now that it is definitely not going anywhere. And there'll always be something new the industry will try and force on us. The latest one is no more physical copies. So we take what we can get. We do get some absolute gems. But I'm gonna go back and play a lot of these older games. And I'll bitch and I'll moan about all of the corporate garbage. The industry now is mostly just greed and garbage. I'm tired of it. There is a large shadow over the gaming industry just violently suffocating it. Take me back to when I could just enjoy games being games. Now, there's always something, isn't there? And I can't and I won't ignore it. I can't bend over like a good boy and let these companies have their way. I have to call it out. I can't help it. Maybe this is nostalgia. Maybe I'm the old man now, but I'm not sure it's that simple. I'm not missing the old graphics or the old combat. I'm not reminiscing through a game I loved. It's how the games used to feel. They used to feel like games made by people desperate to make games. Ingenuity, creativity, excited for players to have this great experience playing their game. Now it feels like this game needs to be made so PlayStation or whoever the f*** can reach the profit goal for this quarter. Anyways, that's it from me. I'll see you in the next one.